Hello there. My name is Gwendolyn Davis. I'm always thinking of a different way to start these videos, with different ways to introduce myself. And maybe you're new here. So just know that I'm so passionate about health and wellness. And yeah, I'm a certified life coach, health coach, weight loss coach, but I just love helping people feel better physically and mentally and spiritually if they're interested. But it's just so good to figure out what's stopping us from becoming the best version of us. What's stopping you from living your best life? And I didn't know that was possible because so many years I struggled with depression, anxiety, and overwhelm, and lots of things. And I'm not that girl anymore. And it's the best thing ever. And to know now that it's possible to become the version of us. I used to stress about, well, like everything. I worried a lot, just looking for things outside of me to control so that I would feel better. And no counselor ever told me that's what I was doing. I figured it out with a coach and going to the life coach school and realizing the power of my thoughts, realizing that I have everything within me that I need to feel better. And so do you. And so that's why I'm teaching you this. I'm teaching you what I've learned that makes my life better. And I only teach you things that I know have worked. And then you figure out what works for you because we're all different, right? But here's some basic tips, some ideas that maybe you can apply that will help you become the better version of you. So stress, I've been reading about, and I listened to in a from Just Ingredients, a couple of doctors. One was about cancer and why it's rising, and another one was about our gut health. And they both talked about stress and how that is impacting our health. And we know that, but it's more and more so because our world seems to have more and more stress with the demands of keeping a job, the rising costs, all the stuff that are happening in our life. There is so much stress, and we're bombarded with information in our world today. We choose what we do with that information. We are learning, right, to set boundaries and that we don't have to do it all. My goal this year is to simplify, and it's one step at a time. And it feels good to be figuring that out because I've desired that for years. And it's finally coming to pass as I've learned to lower my stress. Yeah. So I just wanted to give a tip for lowering your stress. And one of those, we hear the word be grounded. The simplest definition is to be deeply, fully present. That's it. So how do you do that when the brain is constantly thinking, when the brain is overthinking about all the stuff? And while you're at work, you've got all these things to do, or at home, all these things to do. And so it's hard to be present when you're always thinking about all the things that you need to do. So how do you be present? And I'm going to call it be where your feet are. So it's just that awareness of where are my feet right now? And taking your brain away from all the things you need to be doing to where are you right now? And it is taking a few deep breaths, noticing your feet, where they are, how you are feeling sitting in that chair or standing. And this only takes as long as you give it, but you taking 2 minutes to notice where your feet are will change your day and the direction you're headed. Take some deep breaths while you're doing that, slow and steady, in the nose, out the nose, and just focusing on where your feet are while you breathe slowly in and out. And how does that feel where you are? And just reminding your brain that where am I right now? What am I doing? What do I know right now? So much anxiety in our world today, and that is coming from worried about things that haven't happened yet. How do you reduce your anxiety, which causes stress? You breathe. What do I know? What do I know right now? And you bring your mind back to where your feet are. Yeah. So there's a little technique for you to try every single day throughout the day. When it's the constant chatter, it's you setting boundaries and saying, hold on a minute, I'm going to check where my feet are. And you stopping. And it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm right here in this room and I'm going to breathe for a minute. And it will kind of like clear those thoughts. It will help clear that constant chatter. So that's one thing you can do to reduce your stress. And then when you're overthinking something, and it definitely helps before bed, because most of us aren't getting that restful night's sleep because of all the stress and the overthinking, is to do a brain dump where you're writing down all those thoughts. I used to do it for 5 minutes. I did it for a year, where I'm just writing all the thoughts as fast as I can. It's like, I got to do this, this, and so is worried. I'm worried about so and all my worries, all my stress, all the things I was pressuring myself to do. And then I can look at those things and say, all right, do I want to keep doing this? And question some of those thoughts. Question why I think this is important, why I'm choosing to be upset about this, or why I'm pressuring myself. And you question those thoughts, which takes another couple minutes. And then it's just like, what do I want to believe? I want to believe that I'm figuring things out one step at a time and getting those thoughts to that piece of paper, then I'm not thinking them all night because I just got my angst out for the day. So it's kind of unwinding for the day. Now I can process my thoughts a little bit better, like during the day when I'm feeling frustrated, anxious, or feeling that stress. I can bring it back right then. Where are my feet? And breathe. So then at night, I'm going to bed relaxed, ready for that night's sleep. Okay. So there's some tips to help you slow down. And don't tell me you don't have enough time for this. You do. We all have 24 hours, and you want to do with your 24 hours what serves you, and this will help you. The hardest thing with this is remembering. So what can you do to remind yourself that when you are stressed, deep breathe, stop. Just stop what you're doing. And it's so subtle. Like you can do it at work. You can do it anywhere. Anytime you're driving in the car, deep breathe. It will just help lower your cortisol because when you are stressed, your cortisol's up and your body is always in that fight or flight mode. And guess what? When you're in fight or flight, you're not digesting your food. You're not getting a good night's sleep. You're not being mindful of the things that you need to be doing because your body is constantly, oh, I got to fight this. The bear's coming at me. I've got to be safe. I got to fight this. And so you're not able to manage that mental health so well because you're constantly in the fight or flight. So that's how you win, my friends, is to get your power back and to manage this mental health by deep breathing, by bringing your thoughts back to what do I know right now? And then doing those brain dumps to get rid of the negative and leave it on that piece of paper. And when you want to start thinking the negative again, you're like, I already talked about you. You're on the piece of paper. Now I'm going to go to sleep and I'm not going to worry about this. So there's some tips that have helped change my life to lower the stress. So life is so good. It's just learning to train our brain to quiet our monkey and enjoy the journey. All right, my friends, you got this. Bye.